Hey guys, Kamen here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the deluxe Shingou-Ax and Signal Chaser from Kamen Rider Drive. This is the weapon used by Kamen Rider Chaser, and the signal bike he uses to transform. So this includes the two things listed in the title. So, if the looks of this thing and the name of the signal bike weren't enough to clue in, Kamen Rider Chaser is Motion Chaser, or at least used to be, as in the show, once he obtains the Kamen Rider Chaser transformation, it basically replaces his Motion Chaser armor. Though he still uses the brake gunner, he uses it as a weapon while as Kamen Rider Chaser. So let's take a look at the set, starting with the weapon. So here is the Shingou-Ax. So Shingo is signal in Japanese, and so what this is designed after is a Japanese crosswalk signal. So starting with the base design, it's cast in metallic dark gray plastic with a lot of metallic silver paint, a little bit of yellow and red paint. Starting from the bottom going up, you've got the base, which has this metallic purple plastic kind of cap at the end. Though this is really just for design purposes, as the battery cover is back here. You've got the actual pole, which is painted along here in silver. You've got the box here with the button for actually activating the stopwalk, or the crosswalk. It has this clear plastic window, which has a little bit of writing that you'll get to see when it lights up. And then this red button that presses in like this. Well, the silver trader on the side for the attacks. Going up to the top part, we'll see two panels. Top one being in red, with a silhouette of Kamen Rider Chaser in a neutral standing position. And the green light panel, which has a silhouette of Kamen Rider Chaser swinging the Shingou-Ax. On the side we have the sticker that reads Raida Senyo, meaning rider use only, meaning this can only be used by Kamen Riders. You've got the actual axe blade, which has the inner part done up in silver, with the outer part being flexible purple plastic. Then for the other side, you've got the port where you can insert a signal bike. You can see a little bit of molded on detail there, and the slot, and as you can see, it's just got a simple button, so there is no reader for it, so you can use any signal bike, shift car, or viral cord for this. Going around to the back, got a speaker here, the rest of the actual sign painted along, the power switch right there, copyright info on the back side of here, and then the back side of the signal bike port. Then we have the Signal Chaser. This is cast in black plastic with glitter added into the mold, and like the Signal Mach was designed after the Ride Macher, Signal Chaser is designed after the Ride Chaser. So starting from the front, you've got the Ride Chaser's front ornament, or hood ornament, with the mold-on skull, with a lot of nice intricate detailing. You got the sides of it, which also are nicely detailed. Two purple stripes go along the top, in the front and the back. You got a seat here. Both wheels spin as normal. You got the flame designs tampographed on in a nice metallic purple. Got the engine part here, which is done up in silver plastic. And we've got the back side, which also carries some of the flame designs from the front. Now, one thing you'll also notice is that the design is very similar to Signal Mach, because the two bikes themselves are rather similar. But as you can see, they're not actually the same mold. For one, there's actually a little bit of a difference in the positioning of the seat, whereas Signal Mach's seat is a little bit more leaned back. Signal chaser seat is a little bit more upright. Then also you have the front, where the gun part is actually molded onto Signal Mach, and whereas the skull part for the hood ornament appears to be a completely separate piece that is attached on. You've also got different designs for the back. But the one element that is kept between the two of them is this part here, which is the same shape, just with different colors. It's got the two stickers here, which are the same design, but for Signal Mach, it's done up in a metallic gold color, whereas for Signal Chaser, it's done in this metallic blue. So, first off, I'm going to demonstrate its functionality in the Mach Driver Hono. So first we'll use it for the transformation. So let's do it one more time and you can hear the standby sound a little bit more. And that completes the transformation into Kamen Rider Chaser. And as you can see there, it uses the purple light for the to go along with the pattern. You can see it fits quite nicely in there. You can of course see the signals, well rather the signal or the symbol through the window. Next we can do the signal up. And the 4-time signal up. And similarly to how Mach became Zuto Mach, Chaser becomes Zuto Chaser, or more Chaser. You can do the Hissatsu. Then we'll set it aside for now. We'll be needing the Signal Chaser for some of the functions of the Shingou-Ax. So to turn it on, we'll start by flicking on the switch. And see all the lights turn on when you do so. So as it's part of the next system, similar to the Mach Driver or Zen Shooter, its announcement sound or startup sound is by saying its name. Or is saying its name. So start off by pressing the trigger, you get the basic attack sound. Then we make use of the signal functionality. So, to start off, you're going to press the button. So, you had to wait, and then you have this standby sound. And so while it's like this, you can press the trigger, and you can get a slightly powered up attack sound. This is the basic attack sound with an explosion at the end. Now getting up close, and you press the button, it illuminates this panel which says Omachi Kudasai, meaning please wait. If you press the button again while it's still waiting, it'll keep going until you actually wait for it to turn green. And you have the standby music, which is like the standby music for Kamen Rider Chaser in the Mach Driver. and eventually it'll time out. Let's get that one more time, clean without any interruption.
Matteroyo! Itteiyo!
So that's actually pretty well done, as it does kind of mimic how an actual traffic signal or crosswalk signal works. For the rest of the functions, we'll need to insert a signal bike, preferably signal chaser. So we'll bring it in, take it out, and just for show accuracy's sake, I'll leave this open but switch off the driver. So, insert, just take it like this, slide it into the rail and click it in place. Now notice that it did say Hissatsu, but it doesn't activate a standby sound. This basically actually activates the second mode, where first off you can get stronger attacks by pressing the trigger. Now with this you can actually do something special here, in something that kind of is similar to the Budo Ryuho from Kamen Rider Gaim. You can press the trigger up to 5 times, and it'll follow your tempo. So for example, if I press it 2 times like this, the explosions mimic how I press the trigger. Do it 3 times. 4 times, this time a little bit slower. Then 5 times, this time a bit faster. Now notably, you can press the trigger more than 5 times, but it will basically default to the last 5 times you pressed it. So, I do it 5 times fast, or multiple times like this, and then do the last one slow. It reflects the last 5 times I press the trigger. So just get more of a count on that. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As can be seen. Then we can do the actual finisher attack. So once again, you're going to press the red button, and it'll activate the waiting or standby, like so. But you'll actually get a bit of extra sounds now that signal bike's in place.
Matteroyo! Itteiyo!
Then pull the trigger,
Throttle!
and like with the other drive weapons, it'll reset to whatever the default function is with a signal bike or other item inserted is. So in this case, it'll be the strong attack. And of course, to do that again, you have to use the red button.
Matteroyo! Itteiyo! Throttle!
Now, this is something where it basically can't be cancelled out unless you actually go through with it or wait for it to end. But there is one way to basically override it and cancel it out, which is by pressing the button on the back and ejecting the signal bike. Like so. And so that's it for the functionality on its own. Of course, this being part of the drive line, Signal Chaser can be used with other items in the line. So first up is with the drive driver and shift brace. As in here, there, it said drive type get next, and I'll actually get to that in a little bit, or to the reasoning behind that, rather. Then we can do the signal up, just like so. So to get the explanation for why it said get next, we have to take a look at the numbering, specifically the numbering when compared with Signal Mach. So looking at the back, you can see that Signal Mach is numbered 019 and Signal Chaser is 020. So this is something that's a little bit atypical amongst the items, because for another example, take a look at Signal Magaru and Signal Kaksan. Take a look at the backs here, you can see that Magaru is 077 and Kaksan is 079, meaning there's a gap between them. Basically, for all of the signal bikes, for all of the shift cars and signal bikes, as well as the viral cores, although for those, basically, you already have them released with the regular viral cores and the chaser viral cores. Essentially, each one has what I like to call a variant version, where it'll add on a word to the beginning of that transformation with an exclamation mark on the drive driver screen. So essentially, Signal Chaser takes up the spot of that variant for Signal Mach, which actually kind of makes sense, since they are very similar to each other, with the differences being in the coloring and some minor molding differences. So next, we use it with the brake gunner. Since it's a signal bike, obviously it'll say next system, and it'll make the corresponding generic sounds. And then we use it with the trailer hoe. So first we'll plug it in. So like Signal Mach said Mach Ho, Signal Chaser says Chaser Ho. So we'll switch it to Tai Ho mode. Press the trigger for the attack sound. And as you might expect, it does have the same attack sound as Signal Mach and the other signal bikes. Then special attack. Move that out of the way. Now that's it for the functionality of the Shingou-Ax and Signal Chaser, but I'm actually going to show off one more thing in this video, which is something I got alongside these, which is the shift speed prototype. So what this is a version of shift speed that was used by the first Kamen Rider drive within the series continuity, which was called Kamen Rider Proto Drive. And so, as the name implies, this is a prototype version of shift speed. So, just take a look at the details. So if you can see that this is obviously molded in black plastic, but what makes it a little bit different is that as opposed to the other signal bikes or shift cars. As opposed to the other shift cars, which are typically molded up, in either glossy plastic for the type change ones or clear plastic for the tire Kokon ones. This one is done up in a matte black plastic. So what that means is basically that while it does still reflect light, it means it's not really shiny. And it also gives it kind of a different feel to it. In the details, you can see that it's got purple headlights instead of gold. So it has the same drive signal on the hood. Along the front and the back, you've got these cybernetic markings, kind of showing that this is supposed to be the circuitry for the programming. You'll see that's missing the back spoiler with only the two wing parts sticking out. They also had to put in this little filler piece right there. You got the back bumper, which is painted silver, and because the plastic is now black in color, they actually painted the headlights or the tail lights metallic red. You also got the symbol, which is of course the typical drive symbol in silver. Just for a little comparison, here it is, next to shift speed, and you can basically see what I mean by glossy versus matte. As shift speed here is, very metallic and reflective, while shift speed prototype is a lot more subdued. And while it does show some light reflecting off of it, it doesn't shine. So, what they note is that function-wise, this does the same stuff as the normal shift speed or any other version, with this same strip on the wheel, with the same rail on the bottom. So because of that, I'm only going to show this off with the drive driver and shift brace. Shift up. That was a messed up signal. Let's do that again. And Hissatsu. Full throttle.
Throttle. Speed.
And then cancel the transformation.
Nice drive.
So, if you want to know how I got this, basically I got this as, you can see here, this is part of the Shift Speed Prototype Present Campaign, which is what it reads here. So this is a campaign that has been going on since April 18th in Japan. So the way this works is that these are being distributed to Japanese retailers, and if said retailer is running this campaign, it basically means that if you buy one of 5 specific items, which are the drive driver and shift brace, Mach driver Hono, Zenrin shooter, trailer hoe and shift formula, and Shingou-Ax and signal chaser, it'll include one of these. Now, these are also kind of being given out at certain online retailers if you buy one of these products as well. Basically, stores like CS Toys or Hobby Link Japan. And the way these work is a little bit different from like how these things might be done in America, where it's not based on time, but rather based on supply. So basically, they'll keep selling these until they run out of supply. It's a limited run thing, so they've only made a certain amount, not exactly specified how many, but once they're out, they're out. So it's the kind of thing where if you happen to get one when you buy one of these items, then it means that they still have supply. If not, you'll basically have to look for one of these on the aftermarket, like on secondary sites or second-hand shops, like Matteroyo. Of course, what I would say about this is that because this does do the same stuff as Shift Speed, you'd only really try to get one of these and actually buy one if you're really a kind of diehard fan of Pro Drive and the Shift Speed prototype. It is a very nice current design, but it is just another version of Shift Speed which does all the same functions. As for these two, I think it's a pretty fun set. I'll admit I was very skeptical about the Shingou-Ax when it was first revealed, just because it wasn't a car part or a vehicle part of any kind. But it does kind of capture... It does have a neat gimmick which does pretty accurately reflect how these work in real life. And the design actually isn't too bad, with the color scheme very much matching up with that of the Brake Gunner. And likewise, the Signal Chaser is a very nice signal bike, and definitely one that I think I can recommend adding to your collection. Although one thing I would say is that I wouldn't completely recommend this unless you have a Matteroyo Hono actually properly used, so that you can get the actual transmission functions out of Signal Chaser. But if you do have a mock driver, then I'd say go ahead and pick this up, as it's a lot of fun, both getting a new set of sounds for the Matteroyo Hono as a new rider, as well as the lights and sounds of the weapon on its own. So, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and share my channel for more videos, as well as my Facebook page. And for now, this is KRX50, riding off.